The next tab we need to look at in our structural settings is the load cases right here. So you can see in this tab we have the load cases displayed and the load natures. So we've got a dead load, a live load, a wind load, and so on. And then each load case is listed here with its name, but then you give it a nature as well, and it has a case number and a category. Now, the reason you define all of these is to make sure that your analysis software understands what each load type is. What the load cases do, they enable you to display and modify existing Revit structure software load cases. And you can create new ones to suit any building code you might be using and also the analysis software that you're using. You might need a specific load case for a large mechanical rooftop unit like an air conditioning unit, something like that. Or a special subcategory or nature down here that might be residential or offices for your live load category. So you'll notice you've got a live load there, but you might have an extra live load such as residential or offices where you've got lots of people, lots of furniture and so on loading the actual Revit structure model. Now, before you place any loads in the model, it's good practice to establish all of the necessary loads in this dialog box. So you make sure you've got the right load natures, you make sure that you've got the right load cases. Now, if you want to add a load case, what you can do is you can actually select a load case from the list. So I might need an extra live load, for example, and I can duplicate that. And it then gives me live load 1. So I click in the box now and I can rename that quite happily. It's the same with the load natures here as well. I can click here and I can add. Now you'll notice when I select these, I can't actually highlight like I can with the load cases. So all I do is I just click on add and it gives me a new nature there. So this might be something like residential. So I'll just type that in, make sure you spell it right. So that's in there. And then I click away from it and that's in my load natures. So my live load here, which I'm going to rename to live load 2, LL2, and obviously that becomes case number 9. I can actually move that around if I want to, change the numbering if I need to. So the nature there might not be live, it might actually be residential, for example. It's still a live load, but it's a different type of live load. Now, the benefit you have here is you can go in and add as many load cases and load natures that you need. And what you do is you make sure that these all tie in with your structural analysis software.